chairs, let's grab tripod, let's grab mics.
Yeah.
Dan, let's just go and find a little spot and let's just talk.
Let's talk.
And see what comes out.
That sounds sus. Like, oh, that was a movie, bro. That was a movie. It's like, it wasn't a movie, was it?
So I only really try and like photos of people that I actually have spoken to and know.
Oh, that's an interesting point.
I think that should never, ever be a thing.
We don't know where we are, to be honest.
You don't feel scared to talk to them about things that matter.
Yeah.
Not only good friendship is not just a friend to go out, get pissed with.
Yeah.
And you know, that's it.
Yeah, well, that's something I need to talk
a
about.
Lot more.
Is our sort of generation. There's a lot of people who have sort of friends, and like we've all been there and had sort of friends that, you know, it's been a laugh to go out and get drunk with and whatever. But then you try and talk to them about anything meaningful or anything important, and they just kind of shut you down, or they don't want to talk about that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I think it's quite important to find some friends that you can really be like, yo, boys, I'm having this problem, I'm having that problem. This is stressing me out. And they'll be like, yeah, you need to sort this out, you need to sort that out. They actually help you, and they're not just going to give you some like wishy-washy answer. I think that's quite good.
This is the thing, there's not enough men helping other men. You know? That sounds sus. But, like, but not enough, you know, guys helping other guys.
Not enough men on men action.
Nah, not enough men on men action going on. We need more men on men action.
Right. No, but yeah, in all seriousness, yeah, it's true.
But do you think that's because men find it competitive?
Maybe. I think there's a lot of like competitive element to it. Like, I want to be better than this person. I want to be better than that person. I don't want to admit my weaknesses.
Exactly.
But I think the point in friends is you have to admit your weaknesses in order to get stronger.
Yeah.
So if you have a group of friends you're able to admit your weaknesses to, and they're able to help you with that, then surely that's a good thing.
Yeah.
And it isn't necessarily, and the whole point is in being friends with someone is you want to win together. Like, yeah, you want to win, you want to do well and stuff, but like you should want to do it together. You want to.
I think doing it together is better than doing it on your own.
I think a lot of people don't do it together.
No.
I think a lot of people
think it's just them, you know, them versus everything. When doing it as a team, doing it with your boys, even not too many boys, like it's just me and you doing this, you know, and that's all you need. Two. Yeah. It's better. I mean, this would be a lot harder to do with one. Yeah. Everything would just be weird. I mean, if you wouldn't be imagine that. It'd be impossible, nearly impossible, wouldn't it? You'd need guests.
Yeah, exactly.
You'd need guests to even do it. First off, but it's an interesting topic, sort of thinking about friendships. I mean, I don't know how many sort of people you know that have got like genuinely close friends. I know there's like members of my family and stuff. They don't really have anyone. No, I mean, like a lot of boys my age that I meet, and they have friendship groups. And you meet their friendship groups, so you meet the people they call their mates, and it's very clear to me that they're not actually, you know, it's not a strong friendship than they think. It's not as strong as they think.
Yeah, you know? Exactly. Yeah, it's hard to develop those friendships. I mean, how would you recommend to someone to like develop a good friendship? Let's say skipping the actually becoming friends part, because I feel like it's obvious that a lot of the times you develop your friendships in school, or you'll develop them sort of.
You gotta
in certain scenarios. You can't. It's a bit weird to go out and look for friends. A lot of people watching will already have friends.
Yeah.
But it's like, how do they?
But what about the people that don't already have friends?
And people who don't have anyone.
Would you say the best way to make mates is? I mean, we've kind of experienced a little bit of that when we worked abroad, didn't we?
I mean, yeah, just putting yourself out there. Do something. Do anything.
Yeah. Like you gotta approach people.
If the way you're currently living is not working for you, and you're not making friends from it, change it all. Change everything. If you can. Like when we went away, and we had no sort of ties or anything. If you're
No.
someone who hasn't got kids, you're someone like our age. Let's say you either didn't go uni or you've just come out of uni, and you're working sort of like a job that's not necessarily a career.
Yep.
I'd just say go abroad, go and work abroad.
Go work abroad. Yeah,
Not
if
on
you
some-
got if you got no, if you know if you've got a dead end kind of job, you're not thinking about being there your whole life, and you know you got no ties. You know, it's easier to say than done. If you had like kids and stuff, it's hard, very hard to do something like this. But
Yeah,
go work abroad, and don't do this shit that everyone does and goes to find themselves, and they just go abroad, go Thailand, whatever, and then they don't do anything. They don't work. They just save up money from job they've had before.
Yeah.
Go Thailand, and then they just do nothing the whole time they're there, and they're finding themselves.
yeah.
It's not. It's a bit, it's bullshit. You wanna work.
Find somewhere that you can work. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can experience what it is like to actually live in another country.
What's
and
amazing
work.
is everyone else is the same sort of attitude as well. Everyone's like wanting that adventure, wanting that
Yeah.
new thing. So they're all like up for talking with new people. If you go and work somewhere that everyone else has kind of gone on the same path, because if you stay kind of at home, most people have already kind of found their friends at home. They're not really looking for friends outside of where they are. And also, if you try and actually meet people, it's very, very hard to do. Like in London and stuff, people don't really talk to each other.
No,
No one's really up for that.
Everyone's kind of hostile, aren't they?
Yeah, if you walk right
Really
anywhere
hostile.
around London, it's a very hostile area,
Mm.
and a lot of the UK is really like that. It's very, very difficult. And even if you do make friends with someone, it's kind of like half friends, isn't it? A lot of the time.
Yeah,
I feel like you've got to go and experience like
yeah.
that sort of adventure with someone.
To really,
You know, if you watch any film, like
mm,
they go through an adventure, they go through like hell sometimes, and come out on the other side, and they're all like best mates.
yeah.
And it's just like, oh, we
But
had
they've
that
all
experience.
experienced that
We
together.
had that
yeah.
mad experience,
Yeah.
and now we've got that story to tell, and that's like bonded our friendship.
Yeah.
Which I think you've got to try and do the same thing with your friends. I think. Let's say you've got a group of friends,
Mm.
and you're a good group of friends, but you're not like super close, or you're not got that sort of relationship where it's like
Mm.
ride or die type thing. It's like, how do you then develop that?
What I would do is not a lot of what people do when they've got them kind of friendships is what do? They go lads holiday to fucking Shagaloof or fucking Ibiza or like all these fucking shitty islands and drink, and it doesn't go anywhere. They come home and they're like, oh yeah, that was a movie, bro. That was a movie. It's like it wasn't a movie, was it? It was a fucking shit movie. And
Yeah.
and you need to fuck all that. Forget the whole, they might be going there for drinks, might be going for the girls. You need to do something hard. Go away with the boys somewhere not that's not known for just partying and drinking, and go rent some quads. Go like,
Do you know what? That's literally, I got exactly the same thing. I was
Yeah.
thinking exactly the same thing.
go actually do something active. Do something active with your boys, because that's what boys thrive, man. We're all like, we just want to be outside and like do cool shit.
Yeah, and
cool
like put
shit.
yourself in dangerous situations with
Yeah.
your mates. It's like, oh, you nearly
Yeah,
hurt yourself
you
back
nearly
there.
did
You nearly
this,
did this. Yeah. You
Yeah.
come home and tell all those
Some
stories.
cliff jumping and stuff. As long as it's safe, you don't wanna
something.
kill yourself. But
Yeah, and then afterwards, I guess have like in-depth conversations about things.
you need to
To
actually
try and actually,
Yeah,
if you're worried about starting that sort of conversation, you got to stop and just like do it, just go for it. 'Cause
Gotta
most
do it.
people enjoy having
Mm.
those sort of conversations.
And if they don't and they shut you down, they're not your bros. Like they're not your
that's
they're not your friends,
yeah, then they've
If they're like,
They
oh
don't want
bro,
that with
you're wet for talking like that, or don't talk to me like that.
yeah,
It's it's not a friend.
Yeah.
You need to
no, yeah.
he's just there for the wrong reasons.
What do you think in our so as it applies to like our age group? Do you think friendships and like having good friendships and developing good friendships, do you think that's gotten worse in like over the last few years?
Yeah,
Do you feel like things have got a lot harder? I feel like things have got a lot harder.
I think they've got harder. Definitely.
Like people's attention spans to be able to sit and talk
has got worse.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, a lot of people wanna. Yeah, they can't just sit down,
No.
have a conversation. It's what we're lacking.
I think it's massively a part of our age group. I think,
Mm.
like, I know that sort of our parents, they can just talk for hours about nothing, just nothing, and they're just able to sit there and talk and talk and talk and talk, and there's no distractions. Whereas I feel like we're so much more tuned to be like, all right, done, bored of that now, moving on.
Yeah.
It's all that sort of TikTok brain, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
I guess it's made things a lot harder. And it's like we're more connected than ever in terms of social media and stuff, but I feel like we're more at a divide than ever.
It's almost like their social media is their personality, and everything's for like their Instagram and stuff. So, you know, a lot of people think what they post on Instagram is them, and it comes back to the whole thing of like what you see online isn't, what it's really like. Someone might be posting they have an amazing time on their stories, and they're here, there, and they're doing this and that, and then it might look amazing through the stories, but what's really happening in their lives, you don't know. They could be having the worst time.
It could be,
It's a fake, it's a fake front.
Also, I'd love to know, I think everyone should think about this, like all the followers, all the people you're following on Instagram, all the friends you have on Facebook, how many of them are you actually friends with or actually spoken to properly?
Yeah.
Most of them it's a no. You're like liking someone's photo that you've not even spoke to before.
Yeah.
And it might be someone you've seen like in school or whatever. It's like, it seems a bit weird to actually like someone's photo. So I only really try and like photos of people that I actually have spoken to and know.
Yeah, the handful of people that, I've known in recent times. So like if I've just worked with them, for instance, working with people abroad, you've come home, you've just kind of seen them, so you're liking their posts and stuff. But a lot of these people, if I haven't talked to them in years, I'm not liking it. I might have them on Instagram, whatever. I'm not liking their post though. And that's not even like I haven't talked to you, so I won't like your post. It's just like in fact, it's not even a thing that's come up in my head. I just scroll past it. But then it's like, why do I have them people on my phone? If realistically, you could just remove everyone. But even I'd admit to it, I probably wouldn't remove them. Because you like seeing what people that you've known them for, from school or whatever. You like to see what they're up to.
Do you think it's all kind of comparing it against yourself?
It is. It really is.
Oh, where are they at in life? Where am I at in life?
But you have to have a healthy comparison, though. You have to realize, okay, you can't look at people and be like, oh, they're there. Why aren't I here? Why am I not doing? You got to be like, okay, they're doing this. My time will come, or
But I definitely find myself doing it. I'm like, I'll see people my age who've already like bought a house or got kids. I'm like, already bought a house and got kids. I'm not even near that. I'm nowhere close to that. What? And it's a bit like, I feel like you're falling behind a bit. And it's, I don't know, it's bad. It's bad for your sort of mental health. But then you look at 100 people and you'd be like, oh, well, a load of them haven't had kids or got a house yet or got to where they want to go to. That just
might not be the path for you, and it might not be the path that you want to go down. I know me and you don't want to go down the path of where our heads are right now is not saving for a house, is not is not even thinking about kids. Whereas some people my age, I got a buddy
it's
that's
like, I'm not worried about that now. I'm not worried about that now.
Soon,
and you'll see people your age and my age that are like already have that, and you're like, oh, should I be thinking about that?
Yeah.
It's like, well, no, because I said I don't need to. I've got X amount of time to do that. But then it gets you questioning things. I think it's pretty unhealthy to genuinely look at Instagram all the time and try and keeping up with the Joneses. It's just not good.
No, it's not. You need to, you just need to realize that. Just
relax. It's why a lot of high level people, celebrity stuff, they just don't have like social media, or they don't have access to their social media. So they'll have a team, like if you're a big movie star. I think what's his name, the guy from John Wick, Keanu Reeves. Yeah, so I don't think he uses social media at all, apparently. But obviously, I think he's got a social media account, and it's ran by a team who, when he gets his photos and stuff, they'll like post stuff
He's
and whatever
fucking
on his
awesome, isn't he?
behalf. But he's like, no, I don't
Yeah,
do it.
he's a G.
Yeah, him and who's the other one? Cillian Murphy, as well. They're both pretty cool.
Can't put
Aren't
a
they?
face to the name. But...
The guy from Peaky Blinders.
right,
And
yeah.
what else he's in? He plays
He's
Sandman
in
and Batman.
most recent film. What's it called?
Oppenheimer.
That's it.
That guy.
Oppenheimer.
Yeah, so he doesn't have anything like that. He's like, I don't need that. And it's true, because imagine you're him. It's like, oh, why do I need to look at Instagram? Why do I need to care what other people think?
It's true. It's
Why do I need to
negativity as
see
well. You
compare
might think,
myself?
see all these bad comments and like comments, people saying this and saying that. You're always gonna have people not like you for no reason. You're always gonna have people love you, you know. And it's got to move past it.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't look into too much of the hate. People will hate.
Yeah, they will, absolutely. The next thing I want to talk about, should we talk about imposter syndrome? Because I feel like this is a massive, massive barrier when it comes to making friends. I know it is for me.
Do you want to explain a bit like what it is?
Yeah, so the imposter syndrome, it's like when you feel like you're not wanted, you're not supposed to be there.
Yeah.
It's like, why is it me? Let's say you get a job, and you've done the interview and everything, you've earned that job, and you're now stood in the place with a uniform on, whatever job it is. But you just feel in that first like month or 2 months, you're like, I shouldn't be here. Everyone's judging me. They like think I'm an imposter. It's like, imagine like you trying to like infiltrate somewhere, and you're like an imposter at a place. You'd feel like self-conscious.
Like
you'd be like, oh, trying to like fit in, worried that people are going to catch you out and be like, oh, you shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
And it's like that feeling that that's going to happen. And it's something that I get all the time, every throughout my life. I think I've had it everywhere. When I was in secondary school, I felt like, oh, people shouldn't think I'm in secondary school. They think I'm supposed to be in primary school still.
Yeah.
When I started working abroad, they're probably thinking, why is this kid working abroad? Because I was literally just turned 18 when I first moved away. And I was like, everyone else was a bit older than me. I was like, oh, I'm supposed to be here. With my most recent job, I have it as well. I'm still kind of only just getting out of that sort of mode. And you really have to fight against it. But I think you have to like consciously fight against it. But I don't know if it's something you've had as well.
Yeah, it's definitely something I've had. I still get it now, 100%. And just small things like walking into a supermarket. I think people are watching me. Realistically, no one's watching you, you know? They're just trying to get their groceries, trying to get their milk and their bread and stuff, and like they're not. But I'm like walking around thinking people are looking at me and stuff, you know? And it's that whole thing of you just feel it's really strange. It's a weird feeling to have. Anyone that has it understands. But like you just feel like you're not meant to be there. Feel like you're not, you know.
Yeah, and I think it massively impacts you when you're trying to make friends because you're thinking that they don't want to make friends with you.
Yeah.
They don't want to have a sort of like bond with you or anything, and it's like it's really detrimental.
It's not the case.
How do you think you have kind of developed in terms of getting over that? Do you feel like you're better now than you used to be, or do you feel like you still get it big time?
Yeah, I'm better now than I used to be. Do you know what? I always remind myself whenever I'm in a situation, I just imagine everyone's not real. I imagine like, I imagine that it's just my world, and we're all living in my world.
And this is like your little simulation.
Yeah. No, hands down. Before I walk into a room or whatever, I just think they're not real. Like, I'm me. I know me. No one is real. Everything's simulation. And I go in there and I just act like I'm talking to someone that's not real. It's made up in my head, you know, which it all might be.
It might be, man.
It all might be.
I don't know. It could all just be a lie, couldn't it? That's the thing.
Yeah.
It could all be a lie. Yeah. No, it's good. I think the next thing we should talk about is trying to do things with your friends, like make sort of like a career or a business or something with your friends. Because I think this is quite an interesting point. Because some
100%.
people have the opinion that you shouldn't do that with your friends. You should either do it on your own or.
Well, it's all for your own judgment, innit?
I think it obviously depends who your friends are. But if you're trying to do something on your own versus if you're trying to do it with one of your best mates, 100%.
You've got to be best mates, and I mean best mates. You can't just do it with a friend that's like, oh, I've got this idea, we should do this, and you don't, then you're not that close to him. You have to be really close to each other. You have to know that not either of you are going to stab each other in the back at any moment. And
Mm.
it's up to your own judgment for you to make that decision. You know if you have got that friendship with someone.
Yeah.
And
it will take trial and error to know whether
Yeah.
that person's the person that you can do that with.
You cannot start something with someone that you know but don't know too well,
Yeah.
because it's not gonna work.
No.
Full stop. Because
But you think
And-
about it, you got
mm,
double the manpower, triple the manpower, depending on how many people there are involved with
Yeah.
whatever it is. Let's say it's this podcast that we're doing now.
mm,
So if it's just one of us on our own doing everything, you've got to make the logo, you've got to get all the equipment, you've got to set it up all yourself. You've only got one mind that's
Yeah.
working on it, and you might miss things, or you might not
Exactly.
see other
mm.
ways of doing things. And it's like when you've got that other person to work with, it just becomes
Makes it
much
easier.
easier. Like if we've got this done sorted out pretty quickly, and it's just because we were like, right, should we just do that?
Yeah.
let's do that. Bang.
I mean, it's the third
Cool, I'm thinking
episode.
this. Yeah, cool. Let's do that then.
1 and 2, we didn't even have chairs. Boom.
One,
Got
two,
some
we didn't-
chairs.
Yeah,
Got some chairs now.
chairs are sorted.
Well, that was a must, wasn't it? We needed them.
Mm.
Here's a
Yeah.
controversial one.
Oh, here we
Would
go.
you, so like what me and you are doing that right now? I think you shouldn't do it with your girlfriend.
Oh, that's an interesting point.
I think that should never, ever be a thing. You should do with your girlfriend.
I think starting a business / doing anything like podcasting
Yeah.
or whatever it is, whatever you're doing,
Yep.
trying to like get somewhere, doing it with your girlfriend versus doing it with your friend. Let's say if it's a very close friend, as long as it's a good friend, doing it with your friend's always going to be the better option.
100%. There's
so many things that can go wrong when you're doing it with your girlfriend.
Yeah.
One, because you could split up.
Yeah.
That's always a worry.
That's it. After that, yeah.
Like, yeah, you can argue with the mates, but most of the time it's pretty safe. You're not like
Yeah.
tied together as strongly, so it's not as much like risk involved.
Yeah.
3, I don't think your girlfriend really ever is going to be the one who's like, yeah, let's do this. Like when you go training at the gym, if you go with your girlfriend, it's a bit like, it's so much more relaxed. Whereas if you go with your boys, it's like, come on, another set, another rep.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like
your
it's a completely
girlfriend's-
different atmosphere.
And your girlfriend, I mean, just not even her thought. I mean, unless she's really similar to you, but just in her mind, she's gonna want things a different way. She's gonna want the girly approach.
Yeah.
She's gonna. If it was me and my girlfriend sitting here talking, it would be relationship. It might have been relationship stuff, or it might be like there'd be a girly aspect to it. Unless that's what your target, or unless that's what you're trying to do. But once again,
There's loads of couples that do.
there is,
podcasts
yeah,
together,
and they've been
but-
successful. But if they ever break up, that's
Yeah.
done. That's it. You know.
And you wonder how much they can actually talk about.
And you don't know what's going on behind the scenes as well.
Yeah.
Like
It's
they could be having the worst relationship,
mm,
and then switch on the camera, and it looks like they're great. You know.
yeah, you've got to like, because everyone argues with their partner quite
Yeah.
a lot. Let's be honest, we all argue
Yeah.
because you spend a lot of time with them. It sort of annoy you in
Unless
just little
they're-
ways. and
yeah.
it's just,
Yeah.
yeah, it's going to be more difficult. And it depends. I guess it depends who your girlfriend is, but I feel like there's a more relaxed atmosphere when you're around your partner. It's more like
Agreed.
let's chill out, let's just relax.
Yeah.
Whereas when you're with your boys, it's like let's get this sorted. Let's bang. Let's do
Sorted.
this. Let's do that. Let's go gym. Let's lift. No,
Yeah.
12 reps. What? 15. Like
Yeah.
it's all like that, isn't it? It's just
Well, this
constant,
is
like,
from mine and your experience. See, we're very like that. Like I know
That's
boys
what
that
I
aren't
like.
like that, and
True.
that brings us back to the beginning of the podcast. What we were mentioning is friendships and how you should push your boys in a all together in a friendly way, and not slack. Don't slack.
yeah.
Excuse me.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely go for it. Yeah.
You need to absolutely go for it, and that's what we do together. I think that's what loads of boys should do.
Yeah.
Find
Stay on
your
it.
solid group of mates and push each other.
Yeah.
Really push
Actually, I
each
think
other.
I found a better way of putting it. Kind of
Go on.
working on your purpose with your mates, or finding your purpose with your friends,
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
and like working together. Because any job you have in life, anything you do sort of professionally, you do it with other people. How many professions really are there that you're just on your own all the time?
Yeah.
Very, very few.
No.
Whether you're a builder, you probably work with other people. If you're working at a supermarket, you work with other people. If you're working in police, ambulance, fire, you're always working with other people.
Yeah.
So there's always a group of people. So why don't you just make that your best mates, and then put that into something and try and build something.
It's true. Even out of work, you've got your workmates. Yeah. Like, if your work is something you're passionate about, not only do it as your job, but go on with, keep pushing with something else, a side hustle to do with your passion, or if like what we're doing right now, we've got pretty we've okay jobs, but they're not, well, I know for me, I can speak for me, it's obviously not something I want to do in the future. So therefore, doing this makes me feel so much better because I'm feeling like I'm doing something I'm passionate about.
Yeah.
And I feel like, not that this is a job, but it's something we hope it works out.
Well, we're still learning, aren't we? We're still at the very early stages of stuff, and we're trying to kind of get a feel of things and just trying to do something, just doing something. And I think doing something is so important.
Yeah.
Like, it's so much better than just doing nothing. Just going, I don't know what to do, so I'm not going to do anything. We ain't got a clue what we're doing right now. We're sat in some woods.
No. A lot of the time I'm waffling. To be honest, I'm absolutely
We don't have a clue
what
we're doing. We've kind of we wrote some notes down to go, let's grab chairs, let's grab tripod, let's grab mics.
Yeah.
Dan, let's just go and find a little spot and let's just talk.
Let's talk.
And see what comes out. Let's upload it onto the internet and let people view it. And if people think we're just talking shit, people think we're talking shit. I don't really care.
They don't have to watch.
But it's just fun to do anyway. And we're putting energy out there.
Exactly. And I feel like this is what a lot of people think as well. I think we've got quite neutral brains, if that makes sense. And what we're speaking, I think, is a lot what people think about.
Yeah.
By themselves.
Trying to be honest. When people are sat with their friends and you have a similar way of thinking and you talk about certain things a certain way and you're sort of not around other people and you're uncensored and you can just talk and this is what I think about this, what do you think about this, and not being afraid to say, like, I don't think that, I don't think this, or this is how I feel. Yeah, it's interesting.
We call that deep chats, don't we?
Deep chats. Well,
deep chats.
I'm wondering whether we call the podcast that.
Ooh.
Deep chats.
Deep chats.
As a little shout out to everyone who
that knows
us.
You know.
Yeah.
But Max and Dan are having deep chats.